All right, here we go. Go Sports Radio. Carver and Cuthbert coming to you live from Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island. It's a half doors open Thursday. Half doors open. It is a little overcast today.
Yeah.
It's a little breezy. Not as breezy as it is out at Shinnecock for the U.S. Open. And that flag is blowing out there today for the opening round of the United States Open, which is outstanding. It is such a huge day. There is so much going on. You have the New York Knicks parade in New York City today. If you could get there and get into it, you have that. There it is right there for Paulie with the bands coming through. And that's been going for a couple hours now. A couple of raindrops aren't going to bother anybody out. The U.S. Open, as I mentioned at Shinnecock, the World Cup is underway for the day as Czechia is already on the board.
Nice.
Against South Africa, 1-0 very early in that match in Atlanta. You have the Yankees and the White Sox tonight in the Bronx. As
The Bronx Bombers.
Yankees doing what they always do, play bully against the AL Central.
Yes.
They love to do that. It's one of their favorite pastimes, to play bully against the teams from the middle division. The Mets are in Philly tonight against the Phillies. And you mentioned you were barely. Is it the first time they're playing the Phillies this season?
each other, yeah.
And they have a very weird series because they're playing today, I think off tomorrow, and then playing Saturday, Sunday because the Philly has a World Cup game.
Yes.
And those stadiums are right next to each other. So you have that. We have Dennis Bernstein today to talk about the end of the hockey season and a couple of off-season items for him.
Mm-hmm.
So very, very busy here down at Borrelli's. Mike Carver along with Paul Cuthbert. Hi, Paul. How are you?
Happy Thursday. Happy Knicks Championship Parade Day, everybody.
Yeah.
And it looks like everybody, they got a nice crowd down there in Manhattan and looking good. We got it on the screen here. And, having a day. Championship Day. Championship week here in New York. So it's all good stuff. Weekend is upon us. Unfortunately, we couldn't have doors open today. A little overcast.
Yeah, it's all right.
But
believe it or not, the little guy tells me this morning, it was cold in there yesterday with the doors open. Cold? What the hell are you talking about? Yes, it's cold. That's why I moved my seat. I said, you moved from one side of the table to the other. And it was cold. You got to be kidding me. But somebody just hit one in the stands. Terrell Hatton into the stands. It bounced out of the stands and into a very, very dead. Oh, did you like that, Paulie? Terrell gave a little boom to the bag.
So is that your leaderboard right there?
That is. There's a lot of guys one under right now.
Does he pronounce it Aberg?
Ludwig Oberg. It's kind of like an O.
Oh, really?
There. Patrick Reed, Brian Harmon, Sam Burns, and James. I don't know that one.
All out here on the island, Long Island.
Yeah, out east. And they had a fog delay this morning.
Hate them.
Fog delay. They started like 2 hours late because it was too foggy. They couldn't go out. I guess it's hard
It's because we have
to spot the
humidity
ball
here,
if it's foggy like that.
water coming in off the ocean.
But you know, it's strange. It's like it has, especially on today with how the weather is, it does have a British Open Championship type
I know you like
feel
that.
to it with how the weather and the course is set up today. It has that kind of an Open Championship feel. So that's very cool here. As Patrick Reed, can we pour this in here, Paul? I don't know what that was for. Hopefully that was for birdie. Hopefully that's not for par, what he just did right there, because it's a pretty poor effort. Look at that. He's got the red on today for us.
We got to get you a gig, man, doing a golf.
Oh, I would change the game.
Doing the commentary.
I would change the game immediately. And honestly, they need something different like that. And nothing against the guys who do it. They do a great job, whether it's NBC with Hicks or Nance on CBS.
Why don't you do that? Like, you know how the Manning brothers do the simulcast?
The altcast.
The altcast?
The altcast.
You should do altcast.
Can you
believe? Because you have the time, right?
Can you believe
time to do
this?
18
Yeah. Can you believe this loser missing this spot?
Exactly.
Like, it would get real.
Yes.
Like, it would. Like, I'd be like, look at Fleetwood stepping up with the locks flowing in the wind here as he gets ready. I'd be more concerned about stuff like that than what his strokes.
Carver Golfcast.
His strokes gained approach is.
I will tune in.
Maybe when we get one of these, I got to look. You know what might be good for that? If I did that for the British Open, like early in the morning, just woke up at like 8 a.m. and did like 8 a.m. to noon, just doing my own coverage of it and just a live cast of just making my own comments, my own jokes of everybody going
Fire it up. I'll tune in.
For us here.
It would probably make a lot more people like golf more than people already like golf.
Yeah. It probably would. I could change the game. I feel like it's very possible that I could do that.
We might be changing the game on Monday.
Are we locked in for that? Are we good to go?
Yeah, we're going to be good to go.
Okay. We're just because I was there was some panic at the house. I was like, I'm pretty sure. But then the other part of it is show the forecast for Monday.
I haven't looked.
Not strong.
Really?
Yeah. And that's
so we might just gonna be going to dinner that night.
We might just be covering the open bar and the dinner. We'll see.
Right.
We have to find out. Do we reschedule or do we still have the open bar and the dinner? If
I'll try and get all that information for you by Saturday morning.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that's fine by me. I'm good to go. I have the whole day cleared out on Monday.
One of our foursome members is in the area.
He texted me too.
Yeah.
Now he said, he didn't.
He's down at Mary's now, having a bit of Irish sausage.
Oh, is that what he's doing?
Yes.
I'd like to go there. Tom, you ever eat at Mary's, the Irish joint down the block? Is it
Mary,
good?
It's great.
I have to go down there and check that place out. Spot a tea with the breakfast.
It's like walking in on O'Connell Street.
It's like walking. It's
right in and say hello to Mary.
So he's coming by to have a pint after he goes to Mary's. It's pretty much what he's going to do.
It's Beer Thursday, so.
It is Beer Thursday. We're going to get all that set up.
It's Knicks Championship Parade Beer Thursday.
Now, they're going right now. Now, it says live. You've got the coverage here. I've got some of it. It's all over the place. They started at 10. Are they? And I saw them walking off. Are they at City Hall by now? It was probably 2 hours it took them to get over there. The one thing I saw, I woke up about 6:30, 6:45 this morning, and I went checked what was happening. And I had already seen people on Twitter and on social media saying they couldn't get into the parade. Apparently, it was like basically all of the zones, I guess, that were set up for viewing along the parade route were already full at like 6 o'clock this morning, 5:30, 6 o'clock. I saw a video of someone on the Long Island Railroad platform. I forget where, somewhere out East Huntington was, and full at 4:11 a.m. train. Full of people who were going in. I saw other people in a subway, and it was like this, and that was at like 7:15 this morning, all trying to get up to downtown. They shut the subway downtown. So if you made it there, you hope you're having a great time. A lot of people, though, Paulie, were told to turn around and head back. So because there's just nowhere for them to go, it's unfortunate.
But you know what doesn't suck? Tommy.
Oh, look at Tommy, this. Yes, William. He's going to get you a lemonade. We're sorry. You want a lemonade, William?
Willie's in the house.
William wants a lemonade.
Here's to the Knicks. Great season.
A great season for the Knicks and a great parade today. And the weather's fine. I mean, people bellyache.
That is delicious. Thank you, Tommy. Oh my,
lovely. Great
so what
job.
Are we talking about today, pal?
Well, I'd like to start here, and it was I was watching, like I said, a little bit of it before, and in my first observation for you, and this isn't like not really breaking things down in a heavy manner here, but where's the ticker tape?
Yeah, I don't see any paper.
What was that?
I don't see any paper.
You remember back in the day, where we would have parades like this, whether that was the Yankees in the late 90s.
There's a ton of it in the Rangers parade.
You couldn't, it was everywhere. You couldn't basically see. I mean, what is this?
There's a little bit on the street.
What is this? I mean, I get it. And are we being environmentally sound here? We're cutting costs. What's the deal with the ticker tape?
I'll be the first one to say I wasn't tuning in at the very start of the parade. I don't know if there was a wave of it.
We spent a little money.
Who's that in chat there? Has a little comment on the
here we go.
There.
That's Eddie in Columbus,
Eddie,
who says the lack of confetti not falling from the Canyon of Heroes is disappointing. May have to extend the Canyon of Heroes because so many are left out of it. Now, that's a good point. Some people were saying they should have, because it was going to be such a massive parade and such a massive crowd, that maybe they should have went from MSG all the way down. And that's a pretty long route for those guys to be on the float. But that was a very it's a short parade, to be fair.
I'm not in those meetings, so I have no idea.
You're not part of that?
No.
This
not
is
in the room
obviously,
no.
You have a mayor who's only been on the job for 6 months, and maybe this is the last couple of mayors didn't have to deal with this stuff.
I'm sure
they didn't have championship parades to deal with.
I'm sure there will be a release as to why we have a lack of confetti. Maybe the trucks couldn't get in there with the paper.
Well, it's probably cost, and how many guys you got?
Well, you also need people in the buildings to drop the confetti.
That's true too.
They might be down on the parade route.
That's very true as well. I was thinking it also that it probably would cost a lot of overtime to have sanitation clean it up too. but they got to be doing that anyway afterwards. No,
if you haven't seen the celebrations post Knicks wins, sanitation has been overworked already. So
really,
come on, man, chaos.
well, yeah, it
Clean
has
up.
been a lot going on.
You know,
I was actually nervous about that.
how do you dispose of a bus, school bus? How does that happen? You know,
Yeah.
but New Yorkers, they know how to do these things. So it's all good.
They do.
They'll give us a reason. The mayor give us a reason why there was a lack of ticker tape. But anyway, we have a parade. They're going to be speaking soon, and it's still kind of surreal. But here we are, pal.
We are here, and it's a fun day. Oh, and one other thing, my observation that I saw
Yes.
from the parade this morning that I thought I would send your way. I don't need, and I know that there's only like 15 guys on the team and coaches. Like if you only put the players and the coaches and the people who work for the team, like you'd only fill up like 2 floats. Like I understand that. It's not like a football team where you got 60, 70 guys and you can, even baseball's 25, you could fill a lot of floats. I don't need the celebrities on the float.
Spike has a float. He has his own float.
I don't need Stiller out there on a float. I don't need any.
From what I've seen, they're part of the team. Season ticket holders, they're part of the team.
Does every season ticket holder get to be on a float?
Absolutely not. Only the rich ones.
Oh, but and in fact, and even worse, I saw this Steve Popper covers the Knicks in the behind the stage. Like they can't even see anything. And Steve tweeted out, he had a little tweet. He goes, real nice. We covered the team from the opening game in Abu Dhabi when they played preseason game over there all the way to San Antonio, and we can't see the guys up on the stage. Meanwhile, all the television who's just here, jumping on in the NBA Finals and Championship, they're all in front of the stage, the radio, everybody's up there, and the print media's got to stand behind the stage.
Now imagine being the guy who was in that meeting who now had to come back and tell the media.
Yeah. You guys are back there. Yep. Guys that have been around the team.
We're going to have a couple of TV screens.
Been with the team all year.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the television has just jumped in. Most of them in the playoffs and in the finals, obviously, particularly. It's weird how some of this stuff goes down and who makes those decisions as they're sitting there.
And it all, you have to admit, it all, I don't know. How do you, it's like the scheduling for all sports, right? They have to do this stuff in advance, right? You have to admit there must have been some pre-planning in case the Knicks were going to win the championship. Once they get to the finals,
discuss these things. They know what's going on.
Pre-plan in place.
Yes, that stuff is all discussed. There's no question. Hatton, I love watching Hatton play because he just yells at the ball. He yells at himself. He yells at his cat. I mean, he is just exactly what you want to see. Here's Sam Stevens lining up to get into the lead as well. Ooh. Look at that from downtown with a birdie.
My beer's going down.
Sam Stevens joins the party at 1 under.
I might
got a bunch of birds on the card today. Look at that. I want to, and we're gonna get to DB in a moment here. Actually, I want to make sure DB's in the 4 minutes, right?
Yes.
All right. So, do you want to give? Because we're gonna talk to DB for a bit. Do you want to give your first Borrelli's? What's happening at Borrelli's before we get to DB?
Get Willie some pizza.
Yeah, I got to do that too. Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio here at Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island. We got Dennis Bernstein from the fourth period, Sirius XM NHL Radio coming on in a moment. But there's so many things happening here at Borrelli's. We need to hear what those are going to be, Paulie.
Yeah, once again, always broadcasting live Wednesdays and Thursdays right here from Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach, 912 West Beach Street in Long Beach, baby, in New York, home for the champion New York Knicks of the NBA, ladies and gentlemen. And they are dancing at City Hall right now. For everybody down at the parade, hope you guys are having a great time. Be safe. Enjoy it. Good stuff. For all of you guys and gals tuning in today and maybe later on the podcasts and the recordings and stuff and the CNC show, thank you guys so much for tuning in. So here's what's going on at Borrelli's. Tonight, it's carnivore night, baby. So, for $42.99, you come down here, you get a choice of steak, pork, or veal, a soup or a salad, and a dessert, and bottomless beers, and bottomless wines, all for $42.99. And on top of that, live music from Current and Company every Thursday night down here at Borrelli's. Get here, be hungry, be thirsty, and for some great live music as well, too. So the weekend is here as well, too. So the live music returns here. We had a great night here last night for Yacht Rock Night, Wednesday Themes Nights. I believe next week is 80s Night. So come down for that too. Check out Borrelli'sTaproom.com for all the Wednesday night theme night music during the month. But live music on the weekend is here. Chloe Halpin's going to be here tomorrow night, Friday at 7 p.m., followed by DJ Johnny John. On Saturday, Evan Carriga is going to be here at 7 p.m., followed by DJ TM Select for the Saturday night dance party. And then on Sunday Fun Day, Pat Grubb is going to be here 4 p.m., followed by DJ TM Select for the Sunday Fun Day dance party. all weekend long. In addition to the live music, no admission, free admission, I should say, no cover charge, bucket specials, great food specials. Check out the menu online. Come on down if you've never been to Borrelli's. It's such a great place to come down and hang out. And then also on Friday too, tomorrow 3:00 live is the World Cup with the USA watch party against Australia. Come on down here too. Go to the Borrelli's Instagram account, has all the bucket specials for all the World Cup soccer special games that are going on here at Borrelli's. Don't forget comedy series here at Borrelli's. You can go to Borrelli's.com and Butler'sTaproom.com and switch on events for all the upcoming comedy, and go to Eventbrite.com and search comedy. Some of the featured comedians coming in here is Mark Norman, who's actually sold out on June 23rd. Joe List is going to be here on July 14th. Chris DeStefano will be here on August 5th. And just announced Jim Norton is going to be here as well. And I don't have that note in front of me, but he's going to be in here. And just announced, too, is Wexler and Richie Voss are also going to be here on June 24th. So, again, go to BurleyStaffing.com for all the comedy series specials that are going to be here. And don't forget, on Monday, if the weather holds up, we're going to have the golf outing here, Burley's Golf Outing, down at Middle Island Club. There's still a few spots left. So go to BurleyStaffing.com for all that information. And don't forget, anytime you come down to Burley's, no matter when it is, mention the CNC podcast, and you get a free Miller Lite draft to start your session. We got to send one over to Denny Bernstein.
Yeah.
All the way out in Cali, baby. And
DB in the house. We love.
Got to get him up here. Here we
Denny
go.
Bernstein.
Got to get the right screen coming. There it is, right there.
You got it, Paulie. DB, how are you, brother?
Carv, Paulie, doing great, man. Great season ended. As a New Yorker, that parade, wow, it's something else. But great to talk hockey with you all.
Yeah, you know, Denny, you are a New Yorker by trade and by heart. And I was going to ask you, being out in Cali for so long now, you haven't been Lakerized, right? Like, were you pumped up when the Knicks won this NBA championship?
You mean the Fakers, not the Lakers. No.
You were pumped.
I can't do NBA, actually. You know, you watch NHL and you try to watch NBA.
I agree.
But the Knicks, it was a historical run. The fans were amazing. Forget the people at courtside. I don't care about that. It's the people who have been waiting 30, 40, 50. I'm old enough to remember 70 and 73, so I understand it. I don't really have an emotional connection. I'm like a lapsed Knicks fan. But the way they won it, here's the dilemma. It's a real easy team to root for.
Yeah.
It's a real hard owner to root for.
That is very true, DB. Very true. And that's
there go your free tickets to the Sphere, Denny.
But he's right. And I was just saying to Paulie before you came on, like, they got these floats out here with Ben Stiller and Spike. They're like, the guys who have had season tickets at 75 are the ones that should be on the float, Denny,
Amen,
not those
brother.
guys.
Yeah, exacty.
Speaking of championships and parades and everything else, Carolina's going to be having one too, of course, this Saturday after their win over Vegas in the Stanley Cup final. I thought that you were going to get one more flight back to Raleigh, Denny. I thought you were going to have to go back across country one more time. No, Denny was good after being done in Vegas, but I thought after the way those first 4 games played out, and it was so back and forth, it was so crazy, and no lead was safe. And I gave a ton of credit to what Brind'Amour and the Hurricanes did, kind of resettling, shutting things back down, getting back to their game. Yes, the goalie changed helped as well, but
sure,
I thought all claps to them for what they did after Game 4 to get back to Carolina Hurricane hockey and winning the Cup.
Agreed, Carver. System over stars in this one. But I will say this. Vegas got a lot worse when William Karlsson broke his wrist.
Yes.
Like, they were in it. That was a huge thing because it moved Marner to the wing and gave more balance to the spine and structure of that. And people say, oh, well, Torts came in. Oh, you know, he fixed everything and he cooled the team down and they were tired of Cassidy. No, 2 things happened. Carter Hart started making saves and William Karlsson came back. That was just as important as Torts. Torts, he helped the emotional side of this team, but on ice, that helped Vegas. But Carolina, what didn't they do? They didn't get away from their identity, even when it wasn't working, even when they were giving up a lot of goals, right? But they found a way to just be composed. They get, in Game 5, yeah, you gave Vegas a puncher's chance, and I did say Carolina in 7. But after Game 5, that was Carolina Hurricanes hockey, and it was to a T in Game 6. And I'll say this: it was loud in the building in Game 6, but not for the home team. There were a ton of Carolina fans traveled. Now, I know the prices dropped because it wasn't a clinching game for Vegas, but I think it was just a situation here, Paulie and Carver, that just systems won over stars. It's as simple as that, because Jack Eichel didn't show up the last couple of games. Marner, after that signature game in Game 3, didn't do much after that. Shea Theodore had a great first game, didn't do much late in the series. It was about a team imposing its will. You saw Carolina at its finest in games 5 and 6.
And Denny, we talked about this during the course of the season, and we've talked about the goaltender situation here with, not outside of Bobrovsky the last couple of years being the mainstay. But here we are. Another kid comes in, Bussy, and not only his play, but maybe talk a little bit about the decision-making here, whether you question Torts or just, Brendan Moore having the right vibe in the field to make the switch. Now, obviously, there's the backdrop. I forgot to of obviously, Claude Lemieux, passing and stuff, and the effect on not only Anderson, but I think he had a couple of guys that he was close to on both teams or whatever. But talk about this element here again of the goaltending situation, specifically for this season. Obviously, it wasn't an issue with the Panthers the last couple of years, but just your take on that and watching it, observing it, and maybe something else that you saw Brendan Moore do, maybe Torch should have done.
Well, now it's come out that Freddie Anderson might have had a knee issue as well. So the mental health aside, maybe he was slow cooking the fact that, because he going into 5 and 6, he said everybody was available, but then he talked to Freddie afterwards and said there's probably a knee injury there as well. Wow, so Torch could have went to Aiden Hill, and our friend Johnny Lazarus asked him about that in the game that they lost, if he would go to him, because they weren't winning that game. He said that's the worst question I ever heard. Well, it was a legitimate question, because that's what you do to stop momentum, to give maybe Carter Hart a mental break. Because Carter Hart was not good. I think he gave up 3 goals on 3 consecutive shots twice in the playoffs. And he wasn't good down the stretch. He made mistakes. He reached for pucks when he shouldn't have. So maybe it was Aiden Hill. But, at this point, Aiden Hill's getting traded because they need a cap space. They got to pay Dorofeev. They got to pay Rasmus Anderson. He's going to get traded. So that wasn't an option. So, you could have said, go to Aiden Hill. Maybe he makes it up. Aiden Hill hadn't played in 2 months. Yeah. Like, that was the guy. He wasn't going to be the guy. And you put Carter Hart in there because you didn't trust Aiden Hill anymore, who won a championship. So I don't think it was much about what it proves is that you don't need a Vezina winning goaltender to win a playoff and to win a Stanley Cup. It's as simple as that. You can. It happened. It happened with Tampa. It happened with Florida. But those teams were great anyway. You could have put Brandon Bussy behind maybe the Florida team, and he could have won. So, but now Freddie Anderson's unrestricted at the end of the season. You have Bussy. You have Kachekov. They have another kid in the minors. I think Freddie's played his last game in Carolina. But if you're going to go out raising a cup.
Yeah. No, good stuff there.
Yeah. Dennis Bernstein with us, of course, the 4th period, Sirius XM NHL Radio. Now, Denny, we've had a lot going on here in New York, whether it's the Knicks with the parade and the U.S. Open and the World Cup. I got a lot of things happening. So I know that I glanced yesterday on Twitter and saw some of these clips from the Vegas wrap-up day with McCrinnon and the Vegas people talking. So try to see if I have this right or not, and you tell me your take. Did Tortorella say he didn't want to come back next year, or did he want to come back and Vegas said, no, thank you for what you did. We're going to move on and go to somebody else? How did this all shake out at the end?
No, Torch wanted to keep coaching. He wanted to coach that team. So I think it was like I'm a WWE fan. I think it was all scripted. Torch was coming in, and Craig was going to be the coach, the new coach was going to be the coach next season. It's as simple as that. They got a boost, and that was it. Even if he won a cup, I think they could have changed. They would have swapped it out because they have the guy now they control. Torch is a loose cannon. Remember, Carver, they lost money and a draft pick because he didn't want to go talk on the podium after they won the series in Anaheim. He's a loose cannon. Like he got where they needed to get him. He needed to take care of this team emotionally because they were beaten down by Bruce Cassidy. It's as simple as that. That's why he came in. He didn't have time to put in a new process or structure. He was there with like 8 games left in the regular season. So he did the job they wanted him to do. Get him to the playoffs, get him to a cup final, short of the goal by 2 games. But I think this was all scripted. I think that Craig was going to be the coach no matter what. He's been in the organization. He was an original, I think, a golden misfit. So it all makes sense because you know what? Vegas doesn't care what you think. They don't care what I think or the people think or even the fans think. They say they don't, but they really do. That's the real weird thing about it. Because Kelly basically said, well, we hit a couple of posts. Why are you bringing up hitting posts? Right? I mean, come on. Injuries, posts, like bad luck. Okay. That's why teams lose. That's what losers say. Yep. You hear Rob Brindamore saying any of that stuff. So, yeah, no, Torts want to continue coaching, but I think it might be a situation where he's going to sit back, wait for another underachieving team to underachieve maybe halfway through the season, and then maybe he jumps on again as a coach. But he'll go into media. He'll go say nothing on the shows that he ever appears on because he doesn't really say much as an analyst.
Right.
But I think he'll surface again when the team is desperate and they think that he can give this team an edge going into the playoffs.
Yeah, and I'm sure, Mike, you're going to probably steer into this as far as some of the new coaching hires and stuff. But give us a little background on this guy, Craig, and what's Dennis, fill us in on where this Vegas team is as far as their signings here, about this core coming back, their age here a little bit, and the team Craig's inheriting. Obviously, a great run to the finals, but clean slate next year. How do you feel about this Vegas team going forward with him?
Well, they have a coach that they're familiar with, that's been in the system, that the players know. Right, that the staff knows. So I think it's things because they believe with the talent on the ice, they can win a championship regardless of who the coach is. Right, you went from a very veteran coach who has won a Stanley Cup to a guy who's an unknown, who's never coached in the league. That rarely happens, right? But you have a faith in this roster because had Eichel had a better last 3 games, had Marner been better, had Theodore been better, had Hart been better, they win a championship. They're close. The window's still open, right? So I think that's what you're looking at with respect to Vegas and that team. And could it work? Yeah, it should work. Like if they stay healthy. Like now, with respect to the roster, they had to pay Dorofeyev, and he scored 40 goals. He's going to get his money. Yeah. Now they can use Petrangelo's money because he's still on IR to match that. You're going to have to trade Adin Hill. Adin Hill, I think, is $6.2 million. And if you're really going to keep Rasmus Anderson, who didn't have a great Stanley Cup final, that's the money that you spend there. So I don't think, and there's not going to be seismic. I know people have talked about, maybe Dylan Larkin lines up here. I don't see it. They've traded all their futures. I don't know what other player would take off the roster that would satisfy Stevie Yzerman in Detroit. So I think that you're going to see the same team go back and try to win a championship, but no big seismic move. Like you're not going to see a Marner move or a Stone move or whoever is the big shiny tool. And that's the other issue, Paul, is that when you look at free agency, it's not a difference maker. I mean, Alex Tuck played in Vegas, right? Darren Radis isn't going to face 30 years old. You're not going to give him his bag of money because you have to pay Rasmus Anderson. So the only way they could make a big move would be make a trade. I don't think they have the capital to make that big trade. So I think the team that you see, the 2 guys that we talked about, will get re-signed and they'll go back with this new coach and try to win a championship again.
And Dennis, on the other side with Carolina, real quick, your thoughts on them being one of the favorites to come back next year for the finals?
Yeah, well, if they get, there's Dylan Larkin. Like they could probably put together a package with Dylan Larkin. If you line up Sebastian Aho, Dylan Larkin, and Stankoven, 1, 2, 3, you got something. And maybe you have to use Stankoven to make that trade. I'm not really sure. They'll be back. They're well coached. It's so hard to repeat, though, Paulie. I know Florida did it back-to-back, but everything clicked right. And they played a team that maybe wasn't that great in Vegas. Like if they played Colorado, maybe it's a different story, but Colorado was all banged up. So they should be the favorites going into next season. But it's so hard to repeat. Everything would have to fall perfectly for this team. And they'd have to figure out if Brandon Bussy's really the guy. He was a guy for a really small sample size for 3 games, and that sustained over 82 games and into the playoffs next season.
All right, Denny, 2 coaching things for me. First, what's going to happen here with Edmonton? Because we've obviously heard this Babcock stuff for the past couple of weeks. Is it possible that Torts could be involved there? What's the deal with Edmonton and what's going on?
NHL just cleared Babcock. He's going to coach there.
Good. Wow. They deserve this, to be quite honest with you. And I know people are going to bellyache Denny about this, but I will tell you the NHL has no one to blame but themselves, because if they should have stepped in when Vegas wouldn't let Cassidy talk to anybody, and they should have let Cassidy go and talk to Edmonton or talk to LA, talk to whatever. So they deserve having Babcock back in.
It's desperate. Well, I'll say this, though. The press conference before the game 1 of the Stanley Cup final, that question came up to Daly and Bettman. And Daly was very succinct about it. He says, there are some coaches in the league that have opt-out clauses that could get out of that contract.
Okay.
So don't blame Vegas. Blame Cassidy's agent. Blame his lawyer for not putting that in there. And they get an out clause or a buyout or something like that, he would be there. So Vegas was in there, right? I get it. And I get the fact that they don't want him to go to a division rival, because if he went there and they beat him in the first round of playoffs, what would the reaction be in Vegas? I get they get the contractual right, and he did talk to a team. I assume it was Toronto. So it's not like he was like they can block him from certain teams. Who are the teams they block him from? Teams in the division. LA wanted to talk to him before they hired Laviolette.
Right. Couldn't
Couldn't happen. I get it. I understand it. Don't blame Vegas on this one. blame the management of the career of Bruce Cassidy. He'll wind up somewhere, but it won't be in Vegas. It won't be in Edmonton. It won't be in LA.
So let's look at it from this aspect now. Say what you want about Mike Babcock. He's going to be the coach of the Edmonton Oilers.
Right.
That team came close twice, clearly took a step back this year. You've heard Leon and Connor talk about it needs to happen now. Is Babcock the guy to do that?
Well, they want to talk about tough love until it happens. When he benches Leon Draisaitl in the third period of the game and he mopes for the next game, how's that going to work?
Yeah.
Right. It's desperation. It's 2 words. Connor McDavid. You hear that? That's the clock ticking on Connor McDavid's contract, the 2-year contract. They have to win either next season or the following season, or he's going to leave. It's a desperation move by a guy who has won before. But Carver, if the first thing you got to do when you hire a coach is to wait for an investigation to end, maybe that's not the right guy.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's a desperation move, and I'm not sure about this leadership group in Edmonton with respect to not on the ice, but off the ice with Jeff Jackson and Stan Bowman.
Right.
Hasn't really worked. They got knocked out by an Anaheim team who, come on.
Yeah.
Really, it's just it's desperation because of one person, Connor McDavid. They got to win now, and that's a win now hire if there ever was one. Even more so, I think, than Laviolette here in Los Angeles. They need to win now. They hired this guy. It's a big gamble, and we'll see how the leadership, who said that they want this guy in. Careful what you wish for sometimes, Carver. We'll see what happens in season.
I completely forgot about Laviolette in Los Angeles, and I'm sure Paulie wants me to ask you about that too. But let me do Hiller first.
Sure.
It seems a little lukewarm, but isn't everything from the Toronto fan base with everything that they do? They don't seem particularly thrilled about the hire.
Well, let me put it this way. I realized this morning, Carver. So this is the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're the Yankees of hockey, basically.
Okay, yeah.
Minus the championships.
Yeah.
And the lore.
The status in the marketplace, right? With respect to a franchise without the championship.
Yes.
Although it's been to 2009, boy, I'm a Yankee fan, so let's go already.
We're our trophy case is filled, buddy. They only got a couple.
Oh, no, absolutely. It's not close. Okay, Carver, so here's the deal. They hire a coach and they introduce him, not in a press conference, after the Stanley Cup's over, in a Zoom call.
Yeah.
The Toronto Maple Leafs. A Zoom call for your coach? You did that when you hired the GM and you put Matt Sundin in there. That was a press conference. A Zoom call? Like, you do that in Columbus. You don't do that in Toronto. Yeah, here's the thing. Like, they want him to install offense. And I don't know. The question is that Toronto issue isn't making the playoffs. It's winning in the playoffs. Jim Hiller's record in the playoffs, 3-8. And when things got bad in the playoffs, he made questionable decisions, like the review, like playing 9 forwards, like shortening the bench. And then people remember, and I was central casting on this after Game 3 in Edmonton a couple seasons ago when they blew another third period lead, and he couldn't answer the question of how are you going to change things to close games. He couldn't handle the media. He couldn't handle my question in the playoffs about not being able to close games. When he loses the first 2 preseason games in Toronto and there's 20 media guys asking him why the team's bad, how's he going to handle that? It's a questionable hire because you can't tell me if Trico really said he talked to 50 people and on the press conference on the Zoom call, he said 25, he reduced it. This is the best coach. This is the best option. I have my doubts.
Yeah, I have my doubts too. A lot of doubts there. I don't.
You must have doubts about LA. Paulie's been up in
look,
arms about Laviolette.
Look.
Okay, go ahead.
Denny, obviously, when Laviolette came here with the team he had, and then, they won the President's Trophy there and obviously got out in the playoffs there. And then that year, him coming at that time, I thought was going to be okay. Just kind of hopefully get the team over the finish line. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I felt it was okay. The second year, man, I just felt that Laviolette couldn't wait to get out of New York. It was just torture there. Now, we don't know what went on behind the scenes. Obviously, all the moves, the changes that were made.
Mhm.
I don't know what is there. I just felt that as a Rangers fan, it just got very boring, very pathetic. It just wasn't really happening. And then the team eventually starts to fall apart, and we get Sullivan last year, who I think was also a pretty boring guy too. But that's just my opinion. So anyway, regardless of all that, talking about winning now, him coming into LA at this time, you cover the team. What's your initial feelings on this? And my only thought about Laviolette and Hiller and all these guys, and my only add-on question to Laviolette going there is, where are all the other young new coaches that the league could hopefully maybe get in here to kind of mix things up here? But anyway, take it away on what you think Lavs is going to bring to this Kings team.
Well, with respect to your last question, Paul, and going back to what Chika said about talking to 50 people, here's the thing. There aren't 50 people outside this league that can coach in this league. There isn't. There's 32 teams. There's probably 40 guys who can coach. There really is. And proven that you could probably do it. Like, who's not coaching right now? Laviolette, Boudreau, Berube. It's recycled because it's really hard to win. Look, I'll give you an example. You know, had a great reputation as an assistant coach, Derek Lalonde. And he did terrible in Detroit. Awful in Detroit. Yeah. It's a major step up from a assistant coaching job to an NHL head coaching job. It's a major step, Paul, and that's why it doesn't happen a lot. And that's why you've seen it with like guys who came in from college, like Dave Haxtell had a great reputation in college. Never worked. It's hard, Paul. It's hard to do that. And we'll see what happens with Manny Malhotra.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that.
He's done all the steps, right?
Yep.
But that team is terrible. And he's going to take the hit for that. I'll give you one example of a guy who did succeed and when there was patience. When Jared Bednar first came in the league, like that team was bad, but they never strayed. Sakic said, no, this is the guy we can, and eventually he won a Stanley Cup. Now there's some talk about him not winning a Stanley Cup, still with a great team. And this is a guy who's won a cup. With respect to Laviolette, here's the situation. Kenny Holland's 70 years old. They want to win now. Kenny loves experience. That's what he did when he signed CeCe and Dumoulin. You know, that's when he signed, when he traded for Panarin. Like, he likes experience. The seventh most winningest coach in the NHL history. He's won a Stanley Cup. And they went from an assistant trying to be a head coach in Jim Hiller to another assistant who couldn't get a win in the playoffs in DJ Smith, back to a professional coach. This is the first professional coach they've really had legitimate since Todd McClellan. So I understand why they did it. And they say, and to your point, Paulie, and I think what we'll find out is the first year the bump is he has a pretty good bump, right? Like that's what. So they're going to play 5 men up. They're going to be more aggressive. That team, the skaters here in LA, they better be in shape because they're going to skate a lot more with Laviolette. The issue is if you're going to have a 5-man active group, there's only one guy on the blue line can move the puck, and that's Brant Clark. So Kenny Holland's going to have to make some moves on the blue line to get this team to a place where Lavi can coach them most effectively, and that's it. So, and I wrote a piece for Fourth Period last week. The coach matters. Yeah. The roster matters more. So let's talk about the Kings and Laviolette July 5th when they make some moves. Do they go get another center because they certainly need. And the other thing that I'm trying to connect the dots, and I'm not sure will happen. Remember last year at the trade deadline, there was some talk about Trocheck coming to Los Angeles. He said, I don't want to go west. I don't want to move, whatever. Well, Vinny Trocheck's best year was under who? Peter Laviolette. Yeah. So maybe they re-explore that. Maybe they look at that again. Maybe that's a possibility as well. So I understand why they did it here. They needed to make that move. They couldn't, like they talked about talking to Malhotra. I don't think they got permission to do it. I don't think they could go with another first-time coach. They had to go back and swing the pendulum back to a very experienced coach. And on the market, you're not going to get a more experienced coach than Peter Laviolette.
And who gets the C, Daniel?
I would give it to, well, it depends now. You could give it to Doughty if he signs an extension, and that might be an if, right? If he walks into the season without an extension, you can't do it. The guy I would give it to is Adrian Kempe because he signed on for full freight. He signed on for the max contract. He made the commitment. There are other guys in the room who are great, like Mikey Anderson would be a great guy. You know, Doughty because of his legacy there. But I would give it to Kempe. He stayed. He wanted to stay. And the team, there's a lot of talk about regression in Los Angeles. Like, is this team good enough to win a round? They haven't won. Paulie, they haven't won around since 2014. That's the last time they won a Stanley Cup. So that's 12 years, right?
Yeah.
And Adrian Kempe committed to that. So Adrian Kempe could stay in Los Angeles for 20 years, and not for 20 years, but 15 years, and not win a Stanley Cup and not win a playoff round. So for me, the guy and he speaks up in the room and he stands up in the room, I would give it to Kempe. But if Drew signs a 3-year extension, maybe you give him it as his going away present, as his tribute. But I think, to be honest, given personalities, I think Kempe is more suited to be a captain than Drew Doughty.
All right, Denny, 2 fast ones out the door. Tell me where these 2 guys end up. First, Larkin.
Montreal.
Wow, that would be very interesting. Kyrou.
Buffalo to replace Tuck.
Okay. And I'll give you a bonus that just came on the top of my head. Connor Hellebuck.
New Jersey.
Oh, man, that would, they tried with Markstrom and it didn't work. Yeah. And now they're going to take another swing, huh? With,
I think so.
That'd be a good spot for Hellebuck going to Jersey. I think, Denny. That would be a good spot for him.
Agreed.
I got one.
No pressure. No pressure at all playing for New Jersey. Being in a bigger market, I could see that going really well for him. Denny,
Got one quick one.
Well, only got one more.
Denny, does Rob Blake turn around the Nashville Predators?
No. I was shocked on that one, Paulie, to be honest with you. I was really shocked that he went up there. I thought he was done managing, but what do I know?
No. All right, Denny, promise us next time you're in town, you'll come and see us and hang out with us, all right?
1,000,000%. Absolutely, we will.
Miss you, buddy. Come in for a Dodgers-Yankees game.
Dennis Bernstein, the 4th period, Sirius XM NHL Radio. All the love, Denny. Thank you.
Carver, Paulie, thanks for the time. Appreciate it. Great talking.
Right.
Cheers, brother. Take care.
DB with us on a Thursday. All right, Paulie. Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports.
Hey, Dolan's up speaking.
Dolan's talking right now at the parade.
Good stuff.
Give him everyone loves him now. Everybody loves him.
He wants the city to take 10 weeks off.
He wants
concentrate on buying tickets to the Sphere.
Yes, that is precisely what he wants to do. Go Sports Radio here, Carver and Cuthbert, Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island. What a Thursday. And look at the wind blowing at Shinnecock. I mean, the flag of this Oberg. Enough of this guy. You got to be kidding me. Enough of this Oberg. Can't have it. Rory runs one past the hole. What happened to Shady? He keep walking to the door and he left.
Just a hi and goodbye today.
Oh, that ain't right.
Hi and goodbye.
He better not do a hi and goodbye on Monday. Better not do a hi and goodbye on Monday.
We'll see. Got to keep an eye on him, though.
That's you got to be kidding me. Yeah, John in the chat would love to see Jordan Kyrou to the Sabres to replace Alex Tuck. That would be very interesting.
Who are the Rangers getting? That's what I want to know. Who's coming to New York? What magic is Drury going to pull?
Who wants to go there?
Who would want to play for the Rangers? Do on the island? Who's coming to Long Island?
Who wants to play for that team?
Hey,
I was going to ask him what
he
thinks would happen with Anders Lee, but I can already tell you what's going to happen. He ain't going to be on the Islanders. So that's pretty much.
He's not going to play the Wolf of Wall Street video.
No, I don't think he's going to be able to play
last
that
time
this
he
time.
signed.
Unfortunately, when you bottle up as much cap as they did with Andre Palat and Braden Shannon, I don't think that they're going to be able to.
Everybody's getting some more space this year, right?
You want to make the team better or not?
Gazillions of dollars.
Is that for is this for par, Tommy Fleetwood here? Is this for par? No.
Yeah, they did a nice job at City Hall. Looks good.
They did it. Who's this talking now? Is that Leon Rose? Who is that?
That might be.
Leon Rose talking at the
podium? They're all
wearing
sunglasses because they're all bloodshot.
Oh, they haven't slept for days, these guys.
Oh, mess.
I mean, they've just been going.
That's what happens when you win championships.
They've been going at this place. Wow. Great stuff from DB there.
Do you remember Ovechkin in the fountain?
Well, when Ovechkin won the cup,
fountain,
that was legitimately 5 straight days of that man did not sleep. And you could tell, like, looking at him now, that those 5 days took like years off his life. Like, he's so worn now, and he's the greatest goal scorer of all time.
I think you're absolutely right.
Everywhere he went, remember, they won the cup in Vegas.
Yes.
They won in Vegas against them. Cover your ears.
Night Riders outside.
They won the cup in Vegas. So that was a nonstop party in Vegas. Went back to D.C., Remember they went to a national game. They were like basically falling out of the luxury box. Then they went to the fountain. They fell in the fountain. They had the bird. I mean, those guys were all-time bender when the Capitals won the Stanley Cup that year. And the performance that Ovi put on, better than some of his all-time performances that he's put on the ice.
When you think about the major weight that came off of his shoulders, what they were going 7 games against the Rangers and Pittsburgh and all that other stuff, and then to finally win that, and that was a close series too, wasn't it?
I think the Caps
4-2
won in
maybe.
6 in
4-2,
Vegas because Game 6 was in Vegas, so I think that they won it there. But that was a good series all the way around. And another, these balls, the putts are just flying by the hole here, flying by the hole. It's amazing what's happening out at Shinnecock Hills.
All right, Coach Brown is up at the podium now.
Does everybody get to talk at this? I guess everyone gets.
It's going to be a long time. Yeah, this is like this. You know, you stood on the sideline for the whole parade. You've been there since probably 6 in the morning,
and now you got to listen to them all.
And
talk.
now the sun's coming out, and it's. Hot
I
and
would
humid
bet
out
that
there.
the people at the beginning who watched them go by, they're gone already. They're not.
It all
you
depends
can't.
on how big of a
You
fan
can't get
are.
near this place anyway.
Yeah, no.
You can't get near City Hall. Oh, what a shame! Scheffler putting for bogey. Nobody wants to see that, and he missed it. That's a double. What a shame.
Oh dear.
Down to 41st place. See, I should be doing the golf cup,
Look,
like you
already
said.
look. I'm 100% in for the open Carver simulcast.
Let's go.
Let's
I mean,
go.
what a loser.
Buddy, get it on YouTube. Start making some money.
That wasn't a
Let's go.
double. I'm sorry. He was putting for par. He missed it, so it's a bogey. So he's still +2. Whatever.
All right, great stuff with Denny there.
Whatever.
Hockey,
And so he says Babcock in. He says that's a done deal. The NHL's cleared
let's
him.
talk about that real
He's
quick.
a done deal
I know.
for him.
That's so the guy hasn't.
You know what they say, Paul.
Look, these aren't our
Everyone-
our problems. Like these are not
everyone-
our problems. That's what I'm trying to say.
You know
But
what
the
they
guy
say.
hasn't been probably down in a rink in a couple of years.
Everyone deserves 5th, 6th, and 7th chances.
As
Okay.
Coach Q.
Okay, everyone deserves more chances, and he's going to get one here, and that's okay. You know, it is what it is. But again, and Denny cleared it up for me, so I'll stop saying it. I thought the NHL deserved what they got because they should have stepped in and let Bruce Cassidy talk to whoever. But he says that's
That's a good
Cassidy's
angle.
agent's fault,
Yeah.
and that's fine. And I'll go with Denny on that. So that's perfectly good on my end. Hellebuck to the Devils, huh? That would be very interesting. What would that put you with the Devils if they had Connor Hellebuck?
Here,
between their
I'm going
pipes?
to tell you something, and I think I've said this during the hockey season. I always want the Devils and the Islanders to be better
Okay.
because it forces the Rangers management to make sure that they are better too. Now that's kind of went out the
Well,
window.
right. Yeah, it
the
looks
last series
bad.
too,
When,
but
it looks bad when everyone else is good and they stay.
I am all for the Devils and the Islanders to have really good, solid teams. It's great for New York hockey. So let's go. Put them back there and see what happens in Jersey. I mean, you got the Hughes brothers, and maybe they're going to get Quinn. No, they're still talking about right how, but I don't know. That's still that talk about.
Well,
They're gonna
yeah,
try,
they want to try to get all.
but
the
he's
Quincy
signed,
Hughes
right?
Brothers. He's only
In
got
Minnesota, right?
another. I think he only has one more year.
And then I don't know where the Jack and the other kid their contracts are. So
I think that it's all lined up that they can be free agents at the same time. I think so. That's
gonna
why the
happen
talk
somewhere.
is still going to be
All right.
there with those guys.
all right, they're not going
Because
to have
of
a parade.
that.
For
I don't
that,
have
though.
the specific cap numbers in
There
front
won't
of
be a
me.
parade for the Hughes, though, so we won't have to worry about it.
Well, if you got the Hughes brothers with Connor Hellebuck and Nico Hischier, that's a
Should be a lock, right?
lock. Be careful with lock. But I think the Devils, they tried to take a swing with Markstrom and it didn't work. And I would be very interested. They take a bigger swing. Now, I don't know. Hellebuck seems like all these guys all want to play in the same places now. They want to play in Florida. They want to play in Vegas. They want to play in Texas.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah.
So they all want to play in New Jersey. You're going to get whacked over the head with a mallet with your cap hit there, but with your AAV that you would have in Jersey. But I don't think he can control
They
that. I'm
got
not
the
sure what
path. They got
Hellebuck's
the-
situation
They got
is.
the path in Jersey and the Prudential Center. It's nice.
He'd be
Newark is beautiful this
he
time.
would do well there. I actually think that would be a really good spot for him to go. All right, Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio.
Man,
Here at
that pizza
Borrelli's
looks good
Taproom
that Willie's
at
chopping
Long
down
Beach
on.
on the island. You finished the pizza? You ate the whole thing again? All right.
Good man.
Jeez, the kid ate a whole pie yesterday. Now he's back in eating another pie today. Nice job by you. Yankees tonight at home for the White Sox.
Crushing it.
Going for the sweep.
Crushing it. We've got two of the best first basemen in the game. Just crushing balls. Pitching staff's fantastic. No worries. Booney's just, chalking up the wins, man.
He certainly has
just
been.
Chalking up the wins as Yankees coach. That's all he's doing.
You
can see the new reports now. Like, been talking about it. Now it's happening on Twitter and wherever you follow sports as far as news feeds. The American League is horrible. There's no reason that the Yankees shouldn't get back to the World Series this year. And they're doing this without Judge, Stanton, Fried. And we still have the trading deadline to come. Volpe's wonderful. It's all working out, Jazz contributing, swinging the bat again.
I actually think that
good.
they're in
Jazz has 10 home runs now, 10, 11 home runs.
I think they lose tonight.
No, come on.
You want to know why? This weather's hasn't been good these last few times out. And Sean Burke, not the former Devil goalie. Sean Burke is going for the White Sox tonight.
Who's on deck after the White Sox?
The Yankees are home for the Reds this weekend. Cincinnati Reds.
Reds recently given the Mets a little trouble.
And then the Yankees go to Detroit to see the Tigers Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then 4 games in Boston next weekend, Thursday through Sunday. 4-gamer in Boston.
So they should have about a 20-game lead by the time we get to the All-Star break.
Be careful there. That's not, I wouldn't.
It's all right in front of them.
I think the big thing is you look at the last couple of days, 10 runs, 12 runs, 8 runs.
Yep.
You look, they're scoring runs without their best player in the lineup.
Bombers.
And that is so massive. And you know who's really picked it up?
Could we get something good for Judge and Stanton in a trade package?
Get them out. First of all, you'd have to get Stanton out of the cryogenic freezer that he's in. You'd have to get him out of the carbonite, right? He's in the Han Solo. He's in carbonite until September, and then they'll bring Stanton back out and get him going. You know who's been the guy for me since Judge has been out? And I don't expect it to last all year, but I think it's something that you ride the wave while it's happening. Goldie.
Phenomenal.
He has been carrying
old man Goldie, man,
offensively the last couple days.
He has Darty put into the right field yesterday.
He has been excellent for them. So
that is the mastermind of Cashman.
Oh, so what a genius.
See?
Yeah. Everybody's screaming, bring Goldie back, bring the same team back. It's the same team.
People don't understand the intellect of Brian Cashman. You just don't understand the Jedi mastery of Aaron Boone. And Hal Steinbrenner. You just don't understand that these guys know what they're doing, folks. And the Yankees are right where we want them, need them. And it looks like we're going to play the Dodgers again in the World Series.
You know what?
With a better pitching staff. And all Cash has got to do is get a better bullpen.
Because that bullpen stinks.
Well, the bullpen,
That bullpen.
And you've seen Garrett Cole running to first base on little droppers in the infield, so he's never going to make that 5th inning mistake again. He's ready. He's practicing. Rematch versus the Dodgers. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about the Dodgers yesterday, and they'll probably be there again. But man, one of these years, somebody will pick them off. In the playoffs, like They've won the last couple years.
Who in the National League?
I don't know.
They're going to knock a healthy Dodgers team off. The way Ohtani's pitching now.
Yeah, I get it. But,
I thought the Padres would do it. Nothing. Can't do it.
No,
San Francisco,
been so good the last couple years. They just
that kid
never
can pitch every game.
The Miz. Nobody beats the Miz.
Nobody beats the Miz.
Put
it on a shirt, man.
He's been outstanding. Nobody, this Oberg, I can't.
And everybody in New York would probably only get that. Nobody beats the Wiz. Nobody beats the Miz.
Look at this shot Oberg just hit out of the sand. This guy is such a
That's going to be like me on Monday.
Tommy, are you playing Monday?
I'm putting.
He's the
you doing the putting contest?
He's the inspector.
Putting contest at 11?
Tommy's in charge of making sure he everybody on the up and up with the scorecards.
Jeez, everybody on the up and up. He's a score
Especially
checker.
that guy Shady we're playing with.
Uh,
They don't call
I
him
can-
Shady for nothing.
I haven't played around yet this year. I will set my over under 103.5 for me on Monday. 103.5. I haven't played. I think it'll be that. I've played that course quite a few times. I know a couple places you can cheat a little bit. I think 103.5 is a safe over under for me. If we had to set the betting line, Paulie, for this week, I think that for Monday, I should say, I think that's what it would be. The Czechs with a corner here, they are great on set pieces. Got to be careful here if you're South Africa. How about you getting excited with the Congo yesterday when they scored against Portugal?
Congo!
You were into it. You were into that.
What a corner kick. What a header, man.
They just saw it. A good save by the keeper here as Shtick.
Is that
from
Brazil playing, you
Czech-
said?
No, this is Czechia and South Africa.
The word just came over. Neymar's going to be out against
He didn't
Who are
play.
they playing?
He didn't play in the first game either. So
what very tiny, teeny country, Brazil, the mighty Brazil playing? And
they play Haiti next.
oh boy.
And
Oh,
Haiti's
boy.
in a lot of trouble.
But no, now they have a chance because Neymar's out. So, like I said, talk to me when Germany's playing Brazil, or Holland is playing Argentina, and I will be there with you guys. Right now, these first rounds, it's just games. And I know you're all excited. And it was a great goal yesterday by Congo. And the only reason I saw it, Michael, is because I was here breaking down the equipment. And I looked up and I saw that they tied it. Very disappointed in Portugal and Ronaldo not winning the game. Talk about that? The rest of the second half there and not getting the job done. Is that an embarrassing tie?
Yes.
For the mighty
Yes,
power?
They should not draw with Congo. They should not ever draw with Congo. My soccer guys, who of course with Bet Rivers, I do the afternoon show. The morning show is the guys over in England, and they're obviously a lot more immersed in these teams and these players and know a lot more going on. We've had one of them on every day during the World Cup, and this guy Steve Wiss, who came on with me yesterday, was telling me he thought it was just a awful performance from Portugal, just really poor effort by them. You know, at least Spain drew against that Cape Verde on Monday, and at least Spain, they're kind of sleepwalking, but they did have chances and they did start playing well, and Cape Verde just really held the fort and was able to. Yeah, Portugal just gave you nothing. They really didn't play well at all.
Well, do they really have to give themselves anything right now?
And look, and is it some of it is Ronaldo? I don't know. You people are upset with you. I saw there were a lot of comments on the YouTube clip from yesterday where they don't like you calling him. What did you call Ronaldo yesterday? You said
yesterday.
It was yesterday. I think
yesterday.
I made a comment that he was crying when he fell down, and you were like, "Doesn't he do that all the time?" Or you said something like that.
Things don't go
and
his way.
There were people who were upset by that.
They were upset by that, huh?
They were upset by that.
Well, you won't get any apology from me for the Ronaldo fans. Like I said,
Look,
I watched him on United for years, loved him, but I've seen him move on to other teams, and that is kind of his MO to be.
Look,
especially when he's playing internationally. Man, he's a big.
It is what he is.
Baby sometimes
he is one of the greatest of all time.
Very
but
handsome.
right now,
he's very
at this current moment, he isn't on the same level as these other guys. Those three guys that starred on Tuesday, Messi, Haaland, and Mbappe. Ronaldo's not there with them anymore.
He's not probably
his
even
game isn't there with
his teammate Bruno Fernandes from United, who's
Bruno,
one of the best players in the world.
That's a United guy for you. You love Bruno.
I love Bruno.
You're all in on this. You know what's going on. You're playing it a little coy here. You know what's happening.
I do watch the football during the Premier League and La Liga, the Italian League. I like the European leagues a lot. This whole World Cup schnucka here, not really. Like I said, I'll watch the last final games. Anyway, let's not harping on the negative aspects of it. It's going good. Crowds are good. It's all over the place.
Listen, it's been a phenomenal World Cup.
It brings people together.
It does.
And
did you see all the England fans in Dallas yesterday at
I didn't.
Jerry's World? They were having the time of their lives.
Yeah.
the England and the Croatian fans all down there in Dallas. It's all these cities have. You talked yesterday about how Scotland and in the Boston area.
What a
has
shame
really
the
been,
Italians and the Irish aren't over here this year. Well, that's unbelievable.
It
That's
is tough
just
that they
terrible.
aren't.
Somebody's got to have a talk
It
with those
is-
countries.
It is a little frustrating that they're not a
Being
part
that,
of it.
me and you are very immersed in the Italian-Irish combinations there, and
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
understand.
yeah, I agree.
Great mix of food and
The
drink.
United States will play the Aussies. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Tomorrow.
3 p.m.
3 p.m.
Live here at Borrelli's. Watch
yes,
party.
watch party here. So that's 3 p.m. East, noon local in Seattle, where they will be having the match. Which Seattle is a great,
Are they playing in Seahawks Stadium?
great. Yes, Lumen Field. Great soccer city, Seattle. They always.
They've done a phenomenal job with the Sounders.
No question. So I think that the United States early kick, I mean, that crowd is going to be gassed up for them, especially coming off of how they played against Paraguay. I'm looking for my man Flo Balogun again to find the net. He got 2 goals last Friday night. What is Cat? Was that Cat with that get up there?
It's a little hot for that jacket, Cat.
Cat, man. It's summer, dude.
Think they're
What
wrapping
is that
things up.
jacket he's got on? He's gonna be sweaty. How about that? As I was saying, Flo Balogun scores again for the United States tomorrow when they get a victory over Australia, which would give them 6 points. And depending on what happens with the Turkey match later in the night, could send them through as victors in Group D, which would be incredible, not just for morale and for sport in the United States,
Have they ever gotten into?
but for
the
my
next round?
wallet. Yeah, they made the knockout rounds. The problem is they never win in the knockout rounds. That's where things usually go in the other direction. So
Oh wow.
I'm very excited for it. I think it's going to be outstanding for you. And I got a couple of other things I'm going to say about it too, but
I'm going to tell everybody.
I
what's
want
going
you
on
to be
Borrelli's
able to
first.
get some things in, more things about Borrelli's. Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio. Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island on a Thursday. Beautiful Thursday. The sun's starting to peek out a little bit here as people are getting very excited with a lot of stuff going on. Why don't you let us know everything that is going to be happening at Borrelli's, Paulie, over the next few days?
All right. Once again, we are broadcasting live from Borrelli's every Wednesday and Thursday from 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here in Long Beach, in the great state of New York, home of the champion New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. So look, it's Thursday. It means it's carnivore night. So for $42.99, come on down. You get a choice of steak, pork, or veal, soup or salad, and a dessert, plus bottomless beers and endless wines, right here at Borrelli's tonight for $42.99. Or you could just walk in and have whatever else you want, no charge, and enjoy the sounds of Current and Company as well tonight. Live music every Thursday here on Carnivore Night, right here at Borrelli's. And then tomorrow night kicks off the weekend. And tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m., guys are just talking about it. USA, Australia game live here, watch party, 3 p.m. here. Great time. Come down. Happy hours are great down here at Borrelli's. Gail will be behind the bar. Game's going to be on. Sound's on. There's all kinds of bucket specials. 2-for-1 pizzas, dollar wings, all that stuff during the USA soccer game watch parties. And then tomorrow night, Chloe Halpin's going to be here live at 7 p.m., followed by DJ Johnny John for the Friday night dance party. And then Saturday, Evan Kariga is going to be here at 7 p.m., followed by TM Select for the Saturday night dance party. And then on Sunday, Pat Grubb will be here at 4 p.m., followed by DJ TM Select for the Sunday Fun Day dance party. Tons of bucket specials all weekend and your favorite foods right here at Borrelli's. And let's see. Just some of the comedy shows that are coming up here at Borrelli's. Let me just get this squared away. I want to make sure I get the some of the new ones that I mentioned here too. So we all know that Joe List is going to be here on the 14th of July. Chris Stefano is going to be here on August 5th. There's some tickets left for both of those shows. Mark Norman is sold out on June 23rd. But if you want to get tickets to the other shows and all the other shows, make sure you go to Borrelli'sTaproom.com or Eventbrite.com and click on comedy. Des Bishop has just been announced on Monday, July 27th. And let's see what else we got. We had another one here. This is a double comedy night with Aaron Wexler and Richie Voss. They will be here on Wednesday, June 24th. So make sure you come down for that. And yeah, just reminding everybody, Joe List here on July 14th. So there will always be more comedy shows announced. So make sure you go to Borrelli'sTaproom.com and, like I said, eventbrite.com and search comedy. It's just great stuff down here. Like I said, they do it all down here at Borrelli's. Me and Mike down here talking sports Wednesdays and Thursday afternoons. Come in here anytime. Come into Borrelli's night, day. Mention the Carver and Cuthbert podcast. They serve you a free Miller Lite draft right out of the gate to start your session. And you just kind of go from there. So it's all good stuff. Live music, comedy, great food, great atmosphere, great staff too. And they also book private parties. I know there's I believe a post-wedding party coming in here tonight. I believe there's something like that's going on. There's fundraisers. If you guys need a place for a fundraiser or any kind of organized event, come on down, speak to Tommy and Q down here, and they'll set you up. It's great stuff. And follow Borrelli's on the IG at Borrelli's Long Beach. They're also on TikTok and Facebook and on the World Wide Web.
On the gram, as the kids say.
And the gram. And as well
on the gram.
Borrelli'sTaproom.com. That's what's happening, man. It's Thursday. And we're heading into the weekend. And it's crazy how fast time goes. And look at this. We're almost winding down this show.
We are.
We've covered quite a lot today.
Sad.
Quite a lot today.
We have covered quite a lot.
The parade.
And as I said to you yesterday,
cleanup has begun.
Do you notice who we haven't mentioned at all today? With only like a couple minutes left.
The New York Mets. The New York Amazing.
I feel bad.
Mets.
All right. Now
keep
hold
it going,
on,
boys, because you know what? I can go to more baseball games with my kid to watch other teams. It's going to be great.
Now,
affordable.
I have to bring some. I'm going to go back to that, John. John, don't leave. I'm going to go back to that. Let me do this first. You're right. You could get some cheap Met tickets depending on who's in town. Like, you get a series where, like, you know, the Marlins are in town. Like, you're going to be able to go to the
Braves. I want to see the Phillies.
Well, those would even be probably cheaper, too. So
if the Brewers come in and the Miz is on the mound, I'm going.
Can. Furyk's doing that. Look at Furyk in the booth here, who, of course, will be the Ryder Cup captain next year when they go to Northern Ireland.
You need to be up there doing this.
I would be. They would throw me out of the actual broadcast.
No, I want the simulcast
in a heartbeat.
Carter Golf simulcast. Do 1 out of the 4 days.
One of the British Open days, I might attempt this. I might just sit in the morning and do like the third round, maybe on like Saturday, and just go through it. And I'll just live stream it on X or on YouTube, and I'll just live stream giving my comments about the golf, maybe live bets, you know, things like that. I could get in on some of that. Now, John wrote in the chat, trying not to be negative here, but I'm expecting regression from the United States men's national team tomorrow. Hope I'm wrong. Well, John, let's start with this. They just played what many believe, and I am one of those people, at least in my lifetime. So I remember World Cups from 1994 on. I could, pretty much those. And I could tell you, John, that their performance against Paraguay last Friday night was without question the best match I've ever seen the United States play at a World Cup. Ever. So what's our expectations here? Can they play better than that? I don't know if they can play better than they played on Friday night. So when you say regression, are they going to go out and smash the team 4-1? I think that would be asking a lot. But can they beat this team and win again and get their second win of the group? Yeah. Like, people thought coming into this tournament that this group that the United States in, that Australia was going to be the weakest team of the 4. Now, I didn't personally think that because the Aussies traditionally are very tough outs at the World Cup. Now, they don't win knockout games or go far, but in the group stage, they tend to be a very pesky group to play against. And they show that. I mean, the way that they dismantled Turkey in their opening game, when people thought Turkey was going to be the competition for the United States in this group, and the Aussies smashed them. That incredible performance. So I actually think, as much as you don't think maybe the United States can match the same level that they had in their first match, I don't think that Australia is going to be able to match the same level that they had in their first match against Turkey. And they're going into a place that's going to be, look, it is what it is. The United States is the home country. This is going to be a super pro U.S. crowd. And that's why I thought one of the biggest keys, Paulie, that I talked about before this tournament was if they could win their first match, and even I didn't even think they could win it in the way that they did. Winning your first match, it's going to get people who don't normally watch and people who aren't normally excited. They're going to get on board, and the bandwagon's going to grow, and the support's going to grow, and people are going to get behind them, and they can ride that wave of emotion with the games being here at home. And I think you'll see that tomorrow in Seattle. I think they're going to give are they going to give the same type of completely blow the doors off the team performance like they did in the first half last week? I don't know if you can ask for that, but could they win this game 2-0 tomorrow? Absolutely. And honestly, let's be fair. 1-0 gets the job done. 3 points in your pocket, and you'd be 6 on top of the group, because winning the group, Paulie, and I'll try to give you a little bit of, if they win the group, their road in the knockout is much more favorable. It's more games until they have to play the big clubs, the Argentinas and the Brazils and the Portugals and the Englands and they could play a third place team in the first knockout game, play the winner of the Belgium group. And Belgium looked so poor last week that it might not even be them. So winning the group is super important, and winning tomorrow against Australia will allow them to do that. I think so. And look at that. You've revived my optimism, John says, because I talk passionately about this because I do believe that they are in a very good situation here for this to be a really tentpole moment in United States soccer, what they can do in this World Cup. It really is.
And that's why we have you answer that, because I don't ask me for optimism.
Look, they're not going to win the World Cup, okay? They're not. You have to know what your expectations are. But can they make a kind of effort that, because whether you like it or not, and you were, in 94, a little bit older than me, I was 14 at the time when that summer, when the World Cup was here. You can't deny that soccer in this country had a boost after that World Cup was here in 1994. And that led to the MLS and led to more players of significance coming out of this country. And now, I told you this last week, the evolution of how many players they have now that play in the top leagues in Europe. Having a World Cup here and if they're successful in it, will jumpstart that even more than what 94 did. So that's where, I'm at with it all. I'm involved.
Yeah, no, it's impressive. No, it is.
It is.
It's honestly, I'm being honest. It's impressive. I just don't have the investment in the United States men's soccer team like you do. And look, I'm an American. I hope to do well. And that's it. We'll see. Look, I expect, like I said, Seattle's a great soccer town. That place should be rocking. It was a great showing in LA. So I think they did the right thing by putting them on the West Coast. I don't know if that would have been the same out here on the East Coast.
Well,
I think when you look back at what FIFA did here as far as where they placed teams for the first round,
right,
I think they've really kind of scoped it out. I'm sure there's there's interest, and there's obviously demographics going into that reason why they place certain teams in certain areas.
And the United States was put where they were for logistically, it was their best chance to win. The West
and the women's team have always pretty much done well on the West Coast.
They've been dominating, but
no, I'm saying as far as attendance,
correct.
Where they place,
but also the thing with the West Coast playing in SoFi and playing in Seattle is, Paulie, you're eliminating the chances of playing a game at MetLife or Foxborough or Philadelphia in 95-degree heat, humidity, draining type of game.
Time difference.
SoFi's inside. It's always going to be good conditions. Seattle doesn't get hot like the East Coast. It's going to be nice and cool and calm for them to. There was very strategic placing, and that's also why winning the group is important. You stay on the West Coast and you stay in those stadiums. Whereas if you come in second or third, now you're going to the other side of the country, or you're going here, you're going there, you're going to get shuttled around a little bit more. It's been set up for them to win, to stay where they are, Seattle, Santa Clara, LA, on the West Coast, and be able to continue to progress further in this tournament. So.
All right.
Big breakdown there.
Australia wins 3-1 tomorrow. Thank you.
You're just too much. It's just too much. Who you got? Who you got for the weekend? You ready? I'll give you a couple who you got for the weekend.
Let's go.
Yankees, Reds at the stadium this weekend.
Reds
Who you
for-
got?
The Reds, for some reason, every time they come into the Bronx, always cause the Yankees trouble. And I know that because I've physically been in the stands and watched them lose to the Reds. But you know what I say now. It's sweep or nothing for the Yanks.
You always go for the sweep. I'm not as greedy as you.
Yeah.
I'll take 2 out of 3.
Look, I'm looking forward to, now that the Stanley Cup is over, right? We're going to do so much more baseball going forward.
Yeah.
And a higher fever pitch going here. As far as where the Reds are right now in terms of how they're playing, I don't really know, so I can't really match it
a little
up.
under 500. They're
So,
right at the 500.
There you go.
mark.
Yankees
Right-
sweep. Thank you very much.
Yankees
I'm here
take 2
all
out of 3. Mets, 3 games in Philly this weekend. They play tonight and then Saturday and Sunday because the World Cup's in Philadelphia tomorrow. What do the Mets do in Philly this weekend?
I need to ask you first. I know the Phillies lost yesterday, right? How they do in that series against, who are they playing?
They played
They
the
were playing
Marlins. I thought they won 2 out of 3 from the Marlins.
But I know they were getting hammered yesterday. I
Oh,
thought.
the Marlins destroyed them yesterday.
Yeah.
The Marlins beat the hell out of them.
So I tell you, I need to know the Phillies' last 10 games. Let me see. Bring that up, and I'll give
Phillies
you mine.
took 2 out of 3 from the Marlins.
2 out of 3 from the Marlins. How are they in
Last
their
10,
last
they're
10?
6-4.
6-4, and the Mets, their last 10,
5-5.
5-5. And how many games are they playing each other?
3. Thursday, Saturday, Sunday.
All
They're
in
not-
Philly?
Yeah.
Philly sweeps. Thank you very much.
Philly takes 2 out of 3. Who you got? U.S. Open this weekend. Who you got?
I'll go out on a limb. I'm gonna go Burns.
You looked over at the board and you saw
I
him
have
up
to
there,
see
and you
who's
got
I think the leaders are. Yeah, I mean,
Cameron Young for me. Although he's
All right.
off to a tough start. I think he's 1 over or 2 over right now for us right there. So I'm gonna go Cameron Young wins at Shinnecock in what should be a very wild, windy, and crazy weekend there. And finally, who you got? United States and Australia, Friday afternoon. It sounded like you said Australia 3-1, but I'm not going to accept that as a final answer. So
all right, Australia 2-1. 2-1.
you're sick. 2-0 United States. 2-0
2-1 Australia.
over the Aussies. Balogun with 2 goals again.
2 goals again, huh?
2 goals again for Flo Balogun in Seattle against the Aussies on Friday afternoon. All right, Paulie.
Did they ship in any Fosters for the game tomorrow?
You know what? I hope not. I want this should be an all-American affair, but no, the Aussies I'm sure they have a good contingent that's going to
Last
be
time I
out
had
there.
a Fosters.
It was nice they put the Aussies on the West
Beer
Coast, a shorter trip for them.
Well,
to
also
get
TV
there.
for them too. What? I think they're 2 days ahead of us or something.
Yeah, something
First
like
time, yeah. So
that. Great job by Denny Bernstein today. Right?
yes, Denny's the best, man.
Great
And,
job by Denny.
You know, he's just one of the smartest guys covering the game. So
Right.
we've known him for a long time, and it was great to have him back here. And he was helped us all season long.
Yes, he has. Great job by Denny. All right, we are back Wednesday. Noon East. Final week of June. Is that right? Next week?
Final week of June, heading into the
My
4th
goodness.
of July weekend,
That is
which is
nuts.
crazy.
That is crazy.
So we got the MLB trade deadline is usually the end of July.
End of
right?
July, July 31st.
All-Star
usually.
game coming up.
All-Star game coming up.
We've got this World Cup soccer. I
Got
guess
the
we'll be talking a
softball
lot.
All-Star game on Wednesday night. We have
Okay,
our All-Star game on Wednesday night.
excellent.
So
Who's hosting that? Which city? What network is it going to be on?
game changer.
yes.
Game changer hosting
Game
it.
changer.
They'll be hosting the
And their prime fee for that is a little expensive. That's a
you
little-
don't have to tell me,
that's
as
a
you
little
know, as a head
ridiculous.
coach.
Well, I'm saving tons of money right now.
I
'cause
know. Well,
I don't need
had
it anymore.
I use it when I'm the head coach. I have to get at
Yes.
least for the months that we're playing. I
All right.
usually get the premium. So I could shut that down for a little bit now. All right, we're back Wednesday. Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio. Enjoy all the action this weekend. Come down to Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island. USA tomorrow afternoon, and a big weekend besides that. We'll see you next week.